Well, I had 28,
Maybe last year.
combat missions. My citations were 5 air medals. I was awarded 5 air medals. And the Distinguished Flying Cross, which is, somebody's gonna have to point out what's what. So what I was going to tell you is I survived a mid-air collision thanks to the skill of my pilot, because one of our pilots got the grand idea that he wanted to take motion pictures. The idiot. Let me say that again, the idiot. With his little 8mm camera. And unfortunately, he flew right into the formation. Our airplane was the first one he hit. He knocked our aileron up to about a 45-degree angle and immediately put us into a spin. And we spun about 3 circles before the pilot was able to right that thing and stop that. The guy, incidentally, the idiot that flew into the formation, for some mysterious reason, he bailed out, or said he was thrown out, which, that's a damn lie, but he said he was thrown out. But his 2 gunners were killed because his airplane was knocked into a spin and into the water. So we lost 2 good gunners before we even got in combat. He called the tower after I told him that I told him in so many words I sure didn't want to try to bail out. I said, please don't order us to bail out. But I didn't tell him why. I said, let's go on down and put it in the water, make a water landing out of it. I thought that was more conducive to me living with that kind of a deal. And he called the tower and told him he was going to make 1 pass at the field. That means the strip, the landing strip. And if he couldn't get it straightened up, then he was going to go up and all of us were going to bail out. He came down and made 1 pass. He got about 100 feet above the strip. The heat and the thermal brought that airplane just like this. And he set that sucker down on that strip before you could blink an eye. And we were supposed to go up to the end of Bougainville and bomb this radio station. So the head of the gunners, gunner sergeant, comes in the ready room where we were a bunch of us laying around doing nothing. And he said, I need 2 volunteer crews, you and you. And unfortunately, me and Charlie Anderson, who was my 3rd gunner, was one of the ones that he picked. So we did. To make a long story short, he was not a very experienced pilot, and we went up to the end, which was about 170 miles or thereabout, where this Japanese radio station was, and they had anti-aircraft guns all around there. And my pilot, Mr. Dillon, came in too low and too slow, and they hit him with anti-aircraft fire and ruptured the oil line, and he had to go put that airplane in the water, which he did. Very, very nice landing. About after a couple hours of being in the water, the Black Cat, which they call the Catalina rescue boat, came in, landed. The sailor on the blister, that's that side thing, grabbed us, pulled us through there, and wrapped a blanket around us and gave us a hot cup of coffee, and we flew back to where we started. Just a nice walk in the shade. But coming back home was very pleasant, very